Well, hello my friends! Time for some more gameplay for you. A couple of interesting little announcements though before we begin. First, the competition is officially closed to new entries. Everything that's in the competition right now is in its final form. There can be some tweaks for typos and things like that, but all of the games submitted are in their final state. Which means if you've been waiting to print any of these games, now is your time to do it. You have until October 25th to print and play these little beauties. And then on October 25th, voting opens and you can cast your vote for the best game from this series. All games are final, so if you print them out, you don't have to worry about any rule changes or last minute updates or changes in artwork or anything like that. So if you are waiting, wait no more. Also along those lines, my cohorts have brought out their games, and I will highlight that Matt and Veselko are both running a little end of contest competition. So if you want to get in on that action, be sure and check out their channels. Dmitry, Matt, Veselko, and Aishwarya, links below to all the games that they are playing this week. I picked the Los Alamos Conspiracy. This was by, interestingly enough, on Board Game Geek, he's just listed as Frank at Wildcard 6. And it kind of sounds like this game is a bit of a reskin of some other games, sort of with some more tricks thrown in along the way. The link below if you want to read up on where this game came from and how it was inspired, you can do that there. It is at its heart a tile laying game where you're trying to collect some files before the police catch you. And then you want to get out of town, all right? I will say that this game takes up a lot of table space. It tends to sprawl out as you make these long pathways and maze-like routes. And my table isn't that big, so I'm probably gonna play this until I run out of acreage, and then we will call it. Hopefully that'll give you guys enough of a taste to see what you think of this game. All right, setup for this is pretty easy. The game itself comes with two different modes. You're either trying to steal the basic files, which are building, money, P, and block, or you're trying to steal the advanced files, and those tiles require a little more advanced mapping, or I guess you could say tile laying, in order to achieve it. I, of course, am going to start with the base game. I struggle with games where, you have to kind of like see things and patterns, so we're just gonna go easy with this. I have 4 little tokens to mark when I do manage to find the files. There's a nice little video actually over on Board Game Geek on how to set up and play. I'll link that one as well. And setup is super easy. Consists almost exclusively of setting up your draw deck. So we want to make sure we get a nice distribution of tiles. So we're going to put our 4 resource tiles that we're hunting for down. You're also going to pull out anything that has a little building on it. And then if you turn that over, the building will either be a 3 or it will be a 2, okay? The only difference is that the 3 buildings are fake buildings. They don't have an intersection. They're just a single pathway. Your 2 buildings are the real buildings, and these are going to have an intersection. And this is sort of an advanced play. If you're playing the harder files, you need more of these intersections. If you're playing the easy game, you don't need as many. So we're simply going to make stacks of the 2s and the 3s. And then we're going to make sure that each one of our resource piles has a 2 building and a 3 building. The other thing I found when you're building this is be consistent on which face you're showing, okay? You have got the light side, which is the spy pathway, that's us, and the dark side, which is the MP or the police pathway. And you want to make sure when you're setting up your deck, you're consistently using one facing. I just am going to use the I guess we'll use, because the number's on this, we'll use the MP. And we'll make sure that all of these get a level 2 building, a real building, and a level 3 fake building, okay? Next thing you have to do is go through your card deck and pull out anything, any little cards that have an S on top. All right, and there should be 5 of those little ones. They have numbers on top, and they have the designation of an S. And these are your starting tiles. So we're gonna pull these out. We're not gonna shuffle these into our tile deck. Put these to the side. And now we can just stack these up. Make sure we have the right facing. So on this one, I don't have it right. You want it to be dark, all dark MPs, or all lights, whichever you like. This way kind of makes more sense because you can see we have a row of 1s, a row of 2s, and a row of 3s. So let's stack these up. And now we're gonna add our plain old tile decks. And the layout is 7, 7, 8, 8, and then another stack of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we do that, we're going to add our special tiles to each of these stacks except the last. And then we're going to shuffle these 4 to distribute those special tiles. Once we have them all shuffled, you want to make sure that at this point, all of your cards are facing spy side up. That's the light color. So I'm just going to turn these all over really quick, making sure they're all the light sides up. And then we're going to stack them. This is the beginning of our deck. This is the end. So we'll stack them up this way. 2. And at the very bottom, we're going to add our exit tile, spy side up. Okay. That's the setup. We now have our draw deck, our starting tiles, tile storage, the files we're trying to steal, and a little reference card here to help us see our designs. And speaking of reference cards, there is one nice big one that's going to explain all of the icons we see on these tiles. So to win the game, we are looking for those 4 resource tiles. When they pop up, oops, they will have a certain shape that we must be able to locate in the path we've made. That's what this little reference card tells us. So we are looking, it's kind of like a Tetris game, I suppose. We want to make sure somewhere in our little path that we've made, we have the following shapes. If we have a continuous following shape and we reveal the corresponding resource card, we're allowed to claim it and put a little token on there. And we also, once we get all 4 of these, have to draw the exit tile and get out. So we have to make our way through this entire stack of cards, being chased, of course, by the police. So we'll start by just laying our little tiles. We want to lay them spy side up. And for the first 5, doesn't really matter where we're putting them. I find in this game that I kind of make these shapes inadvertently, so I don't really have to play trying to lay out my tiles this way. The map is so big that I've always found these in there when I need them, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we have a lot of intersections, which are great. I want to make sure I leave as many intersections as possible, and then we'll head up this way. Okay, so these are my starting tiles laid out. Your turn is pretty simple. The first thing you can do is a may option. You may store a tile. So you may take the top tile of your deck and place it into storage. We can only store 1 on a turn, and we can only have 2 tiles in our little storage area. The tiles with the square silhouette cannot be stored. Let me take a look at that really fast. There's 2 types of tiles in this game. The first type is a tile that looks like a puzzle piece. Like for instance, this little guy. He has either a little stick out piece or a little inside piece, right? So those are both special tiles, and they may be stored. So if your tile has the puzzle piece, you can store it. If it's a solid square with no puzzle piece, you cannot store it. So that's the first little tiny rule you kind of have to watch. So our little spy glasses, we could store them. Their ability is to look at the top 3 cards and reorder them. Now, the puzzle pieces only work when they're interlocking. We must have an adjacent spy network in order to activate our spy ability. You can do this in any order though. If we play our little binoculars later in the game, we can attach a spy network and activate it. So it doesn't have to be the spy network first and then the spy ability. We can do it either way. So I think I'm just going to put those nice little binoculars down, and I want to put them someplace where I could attach a spy network to them. So I have 3 options here. So I don't want to put him in a corner. So let's stick him for now up here. And later in the game, if I find a spy network, I can hook it in here, or I can hook it in here, and this ability will trigger. All right. So on your turn, you may first, if you like, store a tile. If you don't want to store a tile, you must play a tile. You can either play from the top of the deck or a stored tile. So we played from the top of the deck. Now, of course, it's time for the, I might move this, he might be in our way. It's time for the police. They know we're in here and they are coming for us. The police start, they move down 1 tile and they flip it to the police side to show you that they've been there. When you flip the tile, there is a chance that there will be a special icon on here. The police also have abilities that will trigger. The starting tiles, however, don't have that. So we know that these 5 tiles are safe. They're not going to trigger any police action, which is good for us. Next up, so we have our first building. Remember I said we were playing the basic game? And in the basic game, it tells us that one of the files we're looking for, one of these 4, requires an L shape, and somewhere in there, this little tile is darker, somewhere in this L shape, we must have an intersection. So this tile path must have a real building in it. Not one of those little fakey buildings, a real building. What we're looking for is in one of those buildings. So we need to have an L shape. We need this building to be real. How do we find out if it's real? Well, you flip it over. How do you flip it over? When the police come to it, they're going to flip it over and reveal what it is. There's also an ability we can find, which is the walkie-talkie, flip over any place tile to its green side. So we can do one of 2 things. We could put this in the police path and let them flip it for us, or we could put it somewhere farther out and we can flip it whenever we so desire. I think what I'm going to do, again, looking at this shape, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to stick this building here. Just in case it is an intersection, all right, we will have satisfied this pathing. The building can be anywhere in this shape. It doesn't have to be on the end. But we'll have satisfied the pathing and we'll be able to claim this file. So with that in mind, I'm going to stick him here. I think I might turn him this way so I can keep this route open too. Okay. Didn't store my tile. I played it. My turn's over. The police proceed a little bit further. Okay. Ooh, we have another icon, the foot. I love the foot. The foot is a sprint. It lets you place 3 tiles. Remember, we're trying to get through this deck, so we want to trigger as many of these feet prints as we want. We could store it because it's a puzzle piece, but I want to get it on the playing field. And here's a cool little side fact for this game. You can double up effects, all right? So if, for example, we were to play the footprint in such a way that when we placed our spy network, it could trigger both abilities at once, if we wanted to, I don't think we want to do that, so I'm going to put my footprint down here for now, and hopefully trigger it later. Our turn is over. The police advance. All right. All right, so kind of messed that up now that I think about it. When we're playing our spy cards, we can only play spy cards on a spy path. So this T intersection is no longer a spy path. This is a police path. We cannot play cards here. So I probably should have thought about that, but I didn't. It's fine. Our turn. We have a bomb. Bombs are nice because the military police will not move this turn. We have to be able to trigger it. Unfortunately, we can't. So let's see if we can't place this in such a way that if I put my spy network, I would trigger both. Can I do that? So no, 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 darn it. Okay, there's no way to trigger both. I guess we'll put it, I think we'll stick it maybe up here for now. Maybe like this. Okay. The police come a little closer. Oh, we have our building coming up. That's great. Okay. So the police are going to head here. Boom. And we want them to flip this tile, so I'm okay with that. We have our first pathing question, and it's asking us, have we made this shape anywhere in our path? It has to be continuously, somewhere continuously in our little system here. And the path can include either spy path or police path. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to find a path that has both. So for this one, we need 2 cards, 1, 2, 2 cards, 1, 2. So this shape we have right here, right here. Which means if I place this anywhere on this path, we'll be able to store that file. So let's do that. Let's take this guy and let's place him, why not? We'll stick him here. We got him, so we will take a token and put it on the building. Well done. Okay, ooh, our first little network, that's great. I would really like to flip this tile to see if that's an intersection, because that's gonna help us. So let's send the police down here. It's a real building, hallelujah. So that means we have completed the P requirement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 of them is an intersection. So whenever that piece comes up, as long as I keep this path open, right? As long as I keep continuing it somehow, we'll be able to claim it. This is good news for us. Our turn, we finally got our spy network, and I think I want to activate the footprint. Here's why. When the police get to it and flip it, we're gonna lose our footprint ability. And running in this game, I find to be super helpful. So let's run. We're going to take our little spy network. We're going to attach it here. Let's send the police this way, I think. Yeah. Is that what I want to do? Because I want to keep that path open. Yeah. And now we have a connected piece. We have a spy network. We have a sprint icon. And we are allowed to place 3 extra tiles. Now, we will not trigger any abilities when we're sprinting, right? We're going as fast as we can. We're not triggering anything. We can place them and trigger them later, however. So we have another tile that gives us a choice. It's either a run or a look ahead. I love that. So let's put him somewhere far away from the police. The police next turn are going to flip this tile. So let's stick him way up top here, I think. The only problem with that is, so if I do this here, and I can place a connecting network, I'll trigger both of these, which is pretty cool. Or, I just don't like the idea of closing in a loop, because that's how you die in this game. So let's stick him instead. We'll go down here, like this. That's my first tile. Second tile is a building. Don't really care about buildings anymore because I've completed all of this. So I'm going to try and put this somewhere where we can dupe the police into going. Ooh. But if I put it here, I won't be able to trigger the spy network. Okay, then let's take a risk, shall we? And put this over here. So I triggered that. That was tile 1. That's tile 2. This is going to be tile 3. And we'll stick him down here, I guess. Looks good. Okay. All right, I've played my 3 cards. It's the police turn. You can see they're going to head right here. They're going to take out my little sprint token. I'm fine with that. Ooh, and we hit our first icon. Now, here we go. This is military police. And what happens with military police, it's interesting, on the little reference card, it doesn't actually tell you. It tells you what to do with the others, but not this one. All right. All right, it says when you flip a military police tile, you must flip an adjacent police tile. So what does adjacent mean? So to be adjacent, I think, and again, I might be wrong on this, I think it also has to be contiguous. So for example, for this military police, even though this tile is technically adjacent, you can see that the pathing is totally different, right? So I don't think I can flip this tile, even though it's adjacent to the military police, that path isn't connected. So I can't flip that one. And the rules say you will flip the next adjacent one also. Again, I'm not sure on this rule. I'm just gonna go with, it says the next adjacent one. You will flip the next adjacent one. I think that means I only flip one of these two, even though they're both adjacent, right? They're both on the path. The rules say to flip one. And I think I'm gonna flip this guy, because if I flip him, I lose my spy network, and this is the only open spy network that I have right now, so I really want to preserve him. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip over one, and so I'm going to pick this one. Boom. If I had flipped over another military tile, I would have to flip over the next adjacent one. So these little military guys, they can kind of chain react and get a little bit scary. But that was the military's turn. Our turn. I need to play the bomb, and I'm definitely playing it down here on my spy network, and the bomb tells us that the police will not move next turn. So let's play him here. Boom. The police get skipped. It's our turn again, and we have another resource tile, and we are looking for a pattern that's 4 long and then a double. And do we have, I think right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you can see how the patterns kind of form themselves in this game. So I'm going to definitely take this little guy here, and oh, you know what we could do? Hold up. I didn't see that. Let's connect him this way, because that keeps more pathways open for us. So let's add him to the path here, and we can collect the money file. We have found it. All right, now the police do activate. Which way do I want to send them? So this way down here, my little spy network is dead. There's no way to connect to it. Don't really care about the bomb. I really don't care about any of these tiles. I definitely don't want to send it this way, because this area is still open for a spy network. So for now, let's send him down here and see what we get. Ooh, we get a military police icon. So we must flip one adjacent tile. This is the only choice we have there. And nothing else happens. All right, we need another run icon. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the storage option, because I don't need this building. I would like to dig a little bit and see if I can't find either a run icon or another one of my little spy networks. So let's tile store one tile here and see what's underneath. Yes, okay. We're definitely going to play this guy, and we would like to play him on a footprint. I don't have a footprint. I do, however, have a bomb. Ooh, so what if we play him in such a way that triggers the bomb and leaves an opening for a later footprint? I like the sound of that. So let's do that. Let's play him here. Boom. We're going to trigger the bomb, so the police don't go, so it's our turn again. Another bomb. I really want to hold this open for a footprint. We really need a footprint. So let's continue to send our military police on a merry chase. I don't really care about the bomb too much, but I would like to get some length here. So let's send the bomb. Ah, there's my spy network here. Okay, now it's the military police's turn. This tile's already been flipped, right? Because you can see that's the police way. Oh, I guess the police can't go up there. Oh, sorry, never mind. Then let's put him down here. Didn't see that. Because I don't think I can flip this one again. Yeah, I don't think I can. Okay, so let's flip this tile for their turn. Like this. Great. Our turn. We have our, oh no, it's not a spy network. Darn it, it's a look ahead. I can't trigger this in any way, shape, or form. So let's continue to just bait the police down here. All right, I think I might have to move my map a little bit. Reaching maximum table space here. So let's continue to bait our police to go down here in this corner. Boom, it's their turn. They must trigger this card. Oh, and it is a police action. So we'll trigger the next one. It's a police action. So, what happens when they're at a dead end? Interesting. There is no adjacent card. They've all been flipped. So I think it just ends here. There's no more to trigger, right? I think that makes sense. There's nothing adjacent, so I think I'm just going to end that turn there. It's our turn, and we have another one of these stinky little buildings that we don't need. I'm looking for spy network, so let's store it, and hopefully we get something better. Yes! A corner, but not what we wanted. Okay, so which pathway are the police going to go next? So looking up here, we can either flip up here. Kind of okay with that because I don't really care about either of these. I'm looking for feet print. So if the police head here, I'm looking where I can send them next on their next wild goose chase, or I can send them down here. I mean, I really don't care about down here either. Let's send them up this way. And which way does my table go? Let me think of it that way. So if we send them up here, like this, we'll do that. It's the police turn, and this is the next one in their path, so they're definitely going to switch him. It's fine. Ugh, here's another great run tile, but we have no spy networks. All right, well, let's make sure we keep our options open, and we'll put it down here. This is kind of my safe path, as I like to think of it. Send him down here and hopefully find a spy network. The police are wandering up here after us. Ooh, we pulled an MP token. Let's send them, I guess, up here, hopefully. Ooh, okay, another dead end. So there's nothing adjacent to this one, so I'm going to say that chain stops. It's our turn. Okay, let's continue them. I would like to continue them as long as I can up here. So let's stick him up here. I think that's good. Yeah. And then they'll, oh no, I can't. I can only lay spy paths onto open spy paths. So this is an MP path. So in order to lay it, I would have to lay it something like this, because I would be connecting this spy path. Oh my goodness, I've had an open spy this whole time, and I didn't even see it. Oh, I'm so bad at this game. Darn it. Okay, so we have to preserve him. So let's put him here. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. All right, and then we will have the MPs go here. Oh, good, they didn't trigger. And we're definitely going to take this action. Oh, hallelujah. Let's stick him here, and we're going to trigger our run action. So we're going to get to lay 3 tiles. One of them is a spy. He won't trigger when we lay him, so we have to put him somewhere and hope we can trigger him at another time. Let's put him down here where it's safe, I think. Or we could put him over here. No, that's kind of close. Let's put him down here. So here's one spy network that doesn't trigger. We'll set him down here and hopefully we can trigger him later. That's my first tile. The second is a bomb, and that's not going to trigger no matter where I put it. So I guess we can stick him like down here. Again, to maybe dead end the police. My third one is this. This is a nice long way to run. Let's put him maybe up here. Again, I'm just trying to find, make the police walk a really long way. So those are my three. The police turn. They're going to come up here. Ooh, and they don't trigger anything. Great. Ugh, one of these terrible buildings. All right, let's make this a dead end for the police. Maybe up here. The police go. They take out my spy network, but I'm okay with that. Ooh, it is a trigger the police. So, oh, this intersection's already been flipped. Oh, I didn't see that. So that card's dead. So they have to go this way. Okay, that's as far as they get. I do, however, have a footprint and I have an open station. So let's plug him in here. Boom, and let's run for 3. Ooh, look at this. Do we have this shape? You can see, I mean, we must have this shape somewhere, right? Oh, I thought I already did P. Oh no, I did money, not P. Okay, but this is, I set up P, right? Yeah, I did. So he's all set up. So I can claim him as a file. I just have to place him somewhere along the path, and my path is totally open. So that's not going to be a problem. Following my path. I think we'll put him over here again, just as another way to dead end the police and slow them down. All right, that was my first tile. This is gonna be my second tile. It's hard to keep track of all these darn tiles. All right, my second tile, we don't care about it, so we're gonna put it up here to dead end the police. I do care about my run tile. Ooh, but if I play it, it won't trigger. So as much as I have an open spy station, but I don't want to put it here per se, let's stick it instead over here, and maybe we can trigger it later. Although, oh wait a minute, this is a square. Oh, I think I have missed this rule. I think I did. I think if you play, now that I'm looking at it, it's not super clear in the rules. But I think because this is a square icon, you can trigger it without being next to a spy center. So all these square icons that I've been playing, I think when I play them, I can just activate the ability. I don't have to wait. Does that make sense? I think it does. Man, it's really not clear in the rules. If you choose to perform an action with a square tile silhouette, the action will take effect immediately. I think I have. I think I've been playing it wrong. Wow. Okay. Well, live and learn. I never picked up on that. So I think I should have been using these actions as I laid them down. Okay. Right. So we would be much farther ahead if I've done that, because I would have triggered both run abilities. We would have 6 more cards on the table, and I'm already at 3 of my 4 needed resources. So you can see this pile, I don't know, maybe I'm halfway through, but I have to find my last file. I have to get all these cards on the table somewhere, making sure I have a path that I can get out on to place that last exit tile. And of course, if the police ever catch up to me, it's game over. But you can see how you can kind of make, I like to think of it as a false trail. You can shoot off one path where you put all the cards you don't care about, and you can send the police that way while you work your way down the bottom of the map. Probably a good place to stop. I'm not going to bother replaying it all. I'll just put a note on where I made that mistake so you guys don't make the same one. It's a really fast, simple game. My only complaint is that for the level of complexity versus how much room it takes up, oh my goodness, this game takes up a lot of space. Because you have to go through all these tiles, I think one recommendation I would make is when you're doing the tile setup, put that end card also in, I wouldn't make a 5th stack, I would just make 4 stacks maybe, and put the end card somewhere in there, or say once you get the 4th file, the game ends. But trying to play through all of this, it's huge. So you need a really big tabletop to play this game. And because it's such a simple game, that's kind of like, you know, it seems a little bit out of proportion, I guess what I would say. It's super fast, super fun, semi-thinking. You can pretty much just slap the tiles down and you will definitely make the shapes. That's not really a concern, you know. So again, I don't know, I think maybe, again, I don't know about this whole collecting the shapes things, because they just kind of happen on their own. But I do like trying to figure out where you're going to put them, never knowing what's going to trigger underneath, and trying to like make a false trail for the police. There's a really good theme in here, and it is a quick and easy little game. Super easy to store. It's just a stack of tiles, and you can set up and play if you have the space for it. So that is the Los Alamos project with a very small rules violation, but hopefully it was enough to give you an idea. Voting opens soon, and I hope you guys have enjoyed these little print and play forays. See you in the next one. Bye.